So, you might be wondering, Kaizo Super Mario 64. It has the original opening to the regular 64, acting like it's the original game in some way, shape, or form. Sorry, I'm drinking hot cocoa. I don't mean to drink it in your. I don't mean to drink your. Drink some relaxing stuff in the middle of the opening of the video that I want to make. You think everything is fine, you know? Whenever you start up Super Mario 64, for the first time in your entire life, you know? And I remember at the intro, you see blazes of fire and everything is just on fire and everything gets ruined, right? Sorry, my remote doesn't work unless you give it a good whack a few times. So, I want to tell you a story on why I thought playing Kaizo Super Mario 64 was a good idea. So, this is how the idea originally started. I wanted to play Kaizo Super Mario 64 for a long time because there's a lot of Mario players, that love Kaizo Mario to death, like 2D Kaizo Mario or 3D Kaizo Mario, whatever your Kaizo Mario mix match is, right? So, and I've never played Kaizo Mario. I've played tons of other Super Mario 64 ROM hacks and mods and all that other sort of shit, but I have never played a Kaizo Mario game in my life. I mean, the closest thing I've gotten to playing a Kaizo Mario was like, what? Cat Mario? Or Super Mario Brothers Frustration? Or something of the sort. Something Mario frustrating. What? The Perfect Run from Galaxy 2? I don't know. We can go on and on, right? So, I remember I got the mod / ROM hack of Kaizo Super Mario 64, thinking it was going to be not a fun experience. I was thinking it was going to be quite challenging, but not the hardest, Kaizo Mario, like, out there. Because, I'm going to be real, I accidentally downloaded Kaizo Mario 64 once on my emulator instead of the real Mario. Jeremiah, you did that, bro? I'm sorry that you downloaded Kaizo Mario 64 on your phone, or you downloaded Kaizo Mario 64 instead of the real game. And I have a playlist of Kaizo Mario 64. I fixed it though. Good. But I remember wanting to play the game because I said, you know what, let's give it a chance, give it a shot. And you know what? Ironically enough, Kaizo Mario 64 in the beginning portion, wasn't the absolute worst thing ever. Like when I first started it up, which I'm going to show footage of, right? Because I feel like that's my experience. I'm going to need to show you guys some footage. So, I'm at the menu. I see everything. The opening cutscene, the fucking flame coming out of the pipe. So you already know when you start the game, you're automatically already burning. And you can get some lives atop of castle if you really need them. You got flames coming out of that, and you're wondering what to do. And when you finally get into the castle, which took me a few tries before I got into Bomb Bomb Battlefield. And again, to be honest, Bomb Bomb Battlefield was different since Kaizo Mario feels like a completely different game than regular 64 in a lot of different ways. It feels like, whoops, I didn't mean to retouch that. Oh god, but, it feels like in a lot of ways whenever you play Kaizo Mario 64, it feels like at the beginning, since it's not supposed to be Omega hard at the beginning unless you make it hard by not knowing the layouts, and all that other sort of stuff. But me, since I knew Bomb Battlefield like the back of my hand because I played Super Mario 64, the original game, a million times, I thought I could go into Kaizo Mario and basically kind of, like, at the beginning, at least get, like, the first few stars, like, right out the gate, like other Super Mario 64 ROM-hacks. No. Because not only Kaizo Mario makes the levels a lot harder by adding, like, throwing shit at you that's completely different, they also change level design, not omega drastically to the point it's like a new level, but in, like, Bomb Battlefield, for example, Kaizo Mario, like, they add a lot of, basically what makes this level different is they add a bunch of chain chomps and maybe here or there, like, firewalls or fire little flamethrower fire things every now and again. And coins, like all the red coins are in completely new bits of the level. Every cannon has, you know, flame coming out of it, so you can't just go into a cannon and shoot yourself out of it. You gotta wait till the right timing with the flame, you know, the flame to go down. Kaizo Mario 64 is an absolute pain in the ass. I've seen a Brazilian YouTuber be able to beat the entire game as he was able to get all the stars of the game, including the hardest ones. Yeah, I remember, like, after playing this for the first time in my life, and, you know, 8 minutes into my original video, I knew Bomb Battlefield was going to be a problem since the level design was completely different. You know, it wasn't the same experience. It took me like over 20 minutes to get, like, I think 1 star or 2 stars. Yeah, 2 stars. It took me like 18 minutes around there to get those. And, like, I remember just, like, struggling with this game. And I remember the first session wasn't too bad. And then we get to the second session, which surprisingly over 20 people watched. I remember, I think I was doing in this session, like, I attempted Thwomp's Fortress, but you need, like, Ultimate Sonic, welcome to my stream. Appreciate you coming by. I haven't been playing any of my casual games a lot this month because I've been playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for a while. And yeah, that game will take a lot out of you. But I remember we made it to 10 stars. I tried doing Bowser, like the first Bowser level, and dude, I couldn't believe, I think it was by the second video onwards, I actually couldn't believe that they swapped the level design, changed the level design to make it way harder than the original. Red coins in Bowser in the, not Bowser in the Sky, but I think it's like, I can't remember what the first Bowser level was. Red coins are in some of the most impossible spots, you know, on the planet, like hovering in the air. I'm sitting there wondering, how the fuck am I supposed to, how am I supposed to deal with everything in Kaizo Mario 64 with the red coins? Like, how am I even doing this? And I remember I got stuck in Bowser in the Sea, or not Bowser in the Sea, that's the one I rage quit on, but this bit in the Bowser level, because they completely changed the level design, where you have to jump on these platforms and long jump to Bowser's pipe in order to fight him. I remember I was stuck there for like over 20 to 30 fucking minutes, man, or maybe closer than that. Like, just over and over, I was stuck there, it felt like, for a while. And then I was struggling on the Bowser throw, and then I did the Vanish Cap room, which the design for Vanish Cap is completely fucking different. I had to do the, this weird, switch shit. With the Switch platform in order to even get the star, and that was a whole thing. And I don't know, just the more I played, you know, Kaizo Mario 64, I felt like the worse I was getting off, because I remember I was getting so pissed in part 2. Part 3, you know, was like an hour later after part 2, and then 4 was like a few days later, and the reason I ended it at 4 instead of having a 5, well, I did have a 5 original. I was going to make this as 5 videos, but I decided to do 4 because I was just done. I remember after a while, I think Kaizo Mario 64 got so bad that I wanted to try and use, I think it was like, I tried to use cheats in order to pass up everything. You know, I remember Lethal Lava Land or Shifting Sandland, especially Shifting Sandland, like just being like overall like completely impossible for me. I couldn't even get a fucking star there because how bullshit the beginning of Shifting Sandland was, which I think I dealt with in part 3 somewhere. And then Big Boo's Haunt didn't show up until so much later in my playthrough than I usually would go to Big Boo's Haunt when I played Super Mario 64, like the original Super Mario 64. And I don't know, I just remember everything. And by the way, Jeremiah, thank you for the last few streams. You've been giving me a lot of bits, or a lot of jewels. I really appreciate that. I don't know if you're still here, but I want to thank you, in person. Even though you haven't given me any this stream, I'm just wanting to let you know, because I don't know if you're still here or not. But, God, I just remember... And then, by the way, my 4th stream of Kaizo Mario 64 crashed on me. You have the same Naruto poster behind me? Oh, that's cool. But, oh my God, honestly, like, yeah, anyways, let me go back to that. So, I tried playing Bowser in the Fire Scene. Right? I tried playing that for the first time. And I remember you start on a blue coin platform. You ground pound it. And then you have to angle yourself properly across the lava while you're in Mario go, ha ha, like constantly hurting his ass. And you have to collect all the blue coins, long jump over more lava, and then one of the worst things no, I do not have a Switch 2. I haven't gotten it yet. A part of me doesn't want one because I don't want to support like what Nintendo's doing with the digitalness of games, because I always loved my physical copies. But I said I would get one if it was gifted, or somebody donates and says, if you don't get the Switch 2, you're done. Type shit. Those are the only reasons I'm getting a Switch 2. Right? But I remember one of the absolute worst things in Kaizo Mario I've ever experienced was this in Bowser in the Fire Sea. So, and the reason I was speeding this up is because I know Shifting Sandland was bad, but this I felt like was one of the worst things. So, basically what I spent over an hour in my stream trying to do, and I mean this, every word of this, was basically get in the right position, triple jump, and there's no, and by the way, it's either triple jump, perfect triple jump dive to that little gray platform over there, or I triple jump onto that block with one teeny tiny pixel port, teeny tiny little pixel spot where you can triple jump off of the perfect triple jump onto that ledge over there, because you have to have a ledge over there, correct? Right? It's either the perfect triple jump on that little box, even though it looks like it's completely submerged in lava, and then reach the other side, or triple jump through the perfect triple jump dive technique on some speedrunner shit just to make it across. And I remember spending not 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour straight of dealing with this one fucking area over and over and over and over again. And I remember, after so many attempts, after so many tries, I'm trying to do either the perfect triple jump, right? Guys, where's Louis? Louis sleeping back there. He's sleeping back there. But doing the perfect triple jump or the perfect triple jump dive, I finally got fed up with it. I finally got fed up with Kaizo Mario 64, like just personally. I remember I got so fed up, I decided to use a cheat that allows me to not take damage, because this triple jump dive shit was pissing me off so bad. And keep in mind, right? I was so pissed at this point that I just could not deal with Kaizo Mario 64 anymore. and I decided to cheat, right? Bowser in whatever sky. And after I got done with the fourth stream, my stream just kept crashing over and over again, and it never finished. And whatever, it crashed at the most worst time or possible time. And I was gonna make a part 5 saying, "Hey, my game crashed," and give y'all the Allen ending to the game where I show somebody just beating the game. Right? And that's the Allen ending because I just couldn't do it. And that's usually what happens. And I didn't do it this time because I was so done with everything that I just could not put up with it, man. I was done. I didn't even care that part 5 got deleted or I deleted part 5. I just didn't care. I was done. Reading with my left eye closed. I left my video games in the Philippines, and now I'm in the mood to play it. It sucks. Damn, I'm sorry, reading with your eyes closed, aka my boy. Welcome to stream, but yeah, after Kaizo Mario 64, I remember I was telling myself in stream that, like, I don't think I could play the original game as much anymore without thinking about, like, Kaizo Mario 64. Since, keep in mind, all the level design from Super Mario 64, the original game, it's pretty close to what, it's pretty close to the original game's design, even though they finished and tweaked a lot of things in the game to be different. It still has all the names of the original stages. So when I go back, or if I ever go back to Kaizo or Super Mario 64, I'm going to look at myself as Lethal Lava Land. I remember going through hell in Lethal Lava Land. And then people are going to be like, Lethal Lava Land is not that bad. What are you talking about? And then it's like, oh, they haven't played Kaizo Mario 64, have they? Nope. Are you a Five Nights at Freddy's guy? I despise Five Nights at Freddy's. I love Five Nights at Freddy's, but I hate Five Nights at Freddy's. I cannot play those games for my life. I could not. I couldn't get past Night 2 on FNAF 2. The only FNAF game I truly beaten was 3. But I don't practice Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather play Super Mario. A million times better game than fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. I cannot do Five Nights at Freddy's. I hate that gameplay and just how it is. But the lore of it is interesting and all that other sort of stuff. I used to be super into it when I was little, but now the more I grew up, the less and less I was into it. And Louis started becoming more into it than I am, and whatever. He does crazy. Do you watch Dashy Games? Love his gameplay when he plays custom Super Mario Bros. Levels. Yeah, Mario Maker too. He is funny. But, anyways. My brother's beaten way more FNAF games. But, yeah. Moral of the story of Super Mario, or Kaizo's Super Mario 64, that is a game that I wish I did not attempt, because I feel like it kind of changed my perspective on Super Mario 64 a little bit, and kind of made me hesitant to even play, like, the original game as much, or maybe even ROM hacks of 64 for a while, because I'm just thinking I'm gonna go through the same hell, as I did in that game with this one, and I don't know, it's already bad enough that I went through Batman very recently, more recent than Kaizo Mario 64. I'm just now making my experience with Kaizo Mario 64, even though I did Kaizo Mario 64 way before the Batman Super Nintendo and NES playthroughs. No, not really. Unless I get a new device, because I love streaming using my devices over a PC for some reason. I don't know. I like it extremely simplified. But that's my review on Kaizo Mario 64. I know there's tons of people out there who speedrun the game. I know there's tons of people out there who beaten the game. But I'm just saying, only play Kaizo Mario 64. And I mean Kaizo Mario 64. Only fucking play it. And by the way, Ethan, Ultimate Sonic, everybody else who joined stream, welcome. Only play Kaizo Super Mario 64 if you are a full-on pro of Super Mario 64. I was a pretty good at Super Mario 64. I can get 120 no problem, but, well, not no problem, but there's still problems when I try to do it, but you get my point. If you're really good at Super Mario 64 and you do speedrun strats or speedrun streams, play this one. And if you really enjoy extremely bullshit challenge that doesn't even feel like good challenge, play this Super Mario 64 ROM hack. If you enjoy Super Mario 64 and you've always wanted like a new Super Mario 64 experience and you're a hardcore Super Mario 64 person or a Kaizo Mario person, give this game a try. If you are a casual person who just loves the original game, who's played it like once or twice or something, or whatever, just watch someone play it. Don't even bother playing Kaizo Mario 64. It's not worth your time. I'm telling you that now as someone who has played Kaizo Mario 64 to at least a decent extent. I have played Sonic. I have tons of Sonic reviews, actually. I played Sonic 1, 2, 3, Triple Trouble, Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic and Knuckles, both Sonic and Knuckles playthroughs, Sonic Colors, Sonic Forces, or Sonic Colors Ultimate, and then, Sonic Forces, Sonic Unleashed PS3, Sonic Unleashed, Wii Unleashed, which I probably need to replay for you guys, but anyways, I'm out. Kaizo Mario fucking sucks, and I'll be back with another review, because why not? I need to get some of these older reviews out of the way. Yeah, Kaizo Mario 64 is not worth it, man.